the 2018 United Way of Portage County Recognition Luncheon. I'm Eloise Cooper.
I'm London Cooper, Eloise's mom. Eloise and I will serve as your MCs for today's event. Before we start, we thought we'd set the stage with a poem that is credited to the late Andy Rooney. Remember Andy Rooney on 60 Minutes, the curmudgeonly fella who provided funny, sometimes cynical, and oftentimes insightful comments at the close of the show. It's quite long, so we've taken some editing liberties to tighten it up, but I think you'll understand how it ties into the story of this United Way.
I have learned that the best classroom in the world is at the feet of an elderly person.
I've learned that having a child fall asleep in your arms is one of the most peaceful feelings in the world.
I have learned that just one person saying to me, "You have made my day," makes my day.
I've learned you should never say no to a gift from a child.
I have learned that being kind is more important than being right.
I've learned that under everyone's hard shell is someone who wants to be appreciated and loved.
I have learned that no matter how serious your life requires you to be, everyone needs a friend to act goofy with.
And I've learned that simple walks with my father around the block on summer nights when I was a child did wonders for me as an adult.
I have learned that money does not buy class.
I've learned that life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer it gets to the end, the faster it goes.
I have learned that to ignore the facts does not change the facts.
I've learned that love, not time, heals all wounds.
I have learned that when you plan to get even with someone, you are only letting the person continue to hurt you.
I've learned that no one is perfect until you fall in love with them.
I have learned that everyone you meet deserves to be greeted with a smile.
I've learned that opportunities are never lost. Someone will take the ones you miss.
I have learned that life is tough, but I am tougher.
I've learned that when you harbor bitterness, happiness will dock elsewhere.
I have learned that one should keep his words both soft and tender because tomorrow he may have to eat them.
I've learned that I wish I could have told my mom that I love her one more time before she passed away.
I have learned that a smile is an inexpensive way to improve your looks.
I've learned that when your newly born child holds your little finger in his little fist, that you're hooked for life.
I have learned that I can't choose how I feel, but I can choose what to do about it.
I've learned that everyone wants to live on the top of the mountain, but all the happiness and growth occurs while you're climbing it.
I have learned that the less time I have to work with, the more things I get done.
Andy Rooney certainly was a man with the gift of saying so much with so few words. This poem reflects so much of what this United Way is all about. The dignity and understanding we must afford our seniors, the importance of role models in the lives of our kids, the importance of our kids, that we are all in this together, how we treat others impacts our own happiness, and that none of us really knows what this life has in store for us. The hand we offer up to someone today may become the helping hand we are in need of tomorrow.
That's what we're after at the United Way, improving people's lives and strengthening our community. Thanks to the work of everyone in this room, we've changed lives. We've made lives just a little bit easier, maybe a little bit more manageable for thousands of people in Portage County.
Throughout the campaign, our 2018 Drive Chairs, a multi-generational team of smart and talented women, emphasized many of these life lessons by sharing their stories about what it means to live united. This theme, What's Your Story?, started with a campaign video featuring Stephen Point's own Kat McKinney, sharing the community's story. It continues with a campaign kickoff featuring two speakers sharing their experiences about United Way's impact in their lives. It then spread out to over 100 workplace campaigns where people shared their own stories of living united. On December 12th, the story of the 2018 campaign hit its final chapter, raising $3,125,180.
The 2018 campaign officially concludes today here at the Recognition Luncheon. But the story of changing lives, offering a hand up, and living united will continue as the story of the 2019 campaign unfolds.
For now, we're going to stay focused on our job at hand. I'd like to put the spotlight on our 2018 Drive Chairs, the the rest of the 2018 campaign leadership team, and our 2019 drive chair team. Let's take a moment to recognize each of them. We don't have everyone here today, but for those in attendance, please stand and remain standing when you hear your name. Please hold your applause until each group is acknowledged. Kathy Davies, the team's cheerleader. She rallied the group, both metaphorically throughout the campaign and literally, if you recall her palms routine, at the December victory celebration. Vicki Nason, the team's narrator. She shared her United Way story multiple times throughout the campaign, and she offered up her singing talents on several occasions. Amber Houck, the team stylist. This too is both metaphoric and literal. Her get-to-the-point attitude helped keep everyone focused on what needed to be done. Her skills in cosmetology made all these fabulous women even more fabulous, both inside and out. Shannon Semmerling. The team's architect. As a communication specialist, Shannon helped craft the message and material conveying our message. She gave the campaign heart and built it up on a foundation of hope and spirit. Anna Weisbrod, the team's energy. As the youngest member of the team, Anna's youthful spirit energized the group and gave everyone high hopes. She did this all while finishing school and planning her own wedding, which also explains her absence today. She just got married this past weekend, and Anna and her new husband are honeymooning somewhere on a warm sandy beach as we speak. Thank you. We should have went there and had this. Thank you to each member of the 2018 Campaign Drive Chair team. Let's give them a big round of applause.
The next two members of the campaign leadership team are Tina Peters and Marge Coker-Nelson. Together, these ladies chair the Student Society. You will be hearing from Marge later in the program. For now, we'll ask her to stand and give you a wave. Tina is unable to be here in person today, but you will hear from her later in the program on a pre-recorded video clip. Please help me in giving Marge and Tina a well-deserved round of applause.
Finally, I am honored to introduce you to our 2019 Campaign Drive Chairs. This dynamic trio consists of 3 local business entrepreneurs who have supported United Way for many years. Each of them bring their own unique qualifications and style to the table. Adding their business insight to the United Way campaign is sure to give our campaign a boost. Please stand when I call your name. Jeff Boudelaire with Recycled Office Environments, Doug Muncie with Key Mobility, and Les Doby with Lineage Logistics, formerly known as Service Cold Storage. Les was unable to attend today's event. Please help me give them and the entire 2018-2019 campaign team a round of applause. Next, I would like to show off the necklace Eloise is wearing that was generously donated by Lear's Jewelers and created by Thomas Daling of Thomas Daling Designs. We will be giving away this stunning United Way logo-inspired necklace with a value of $1,800 at the end of today's program. So stay until the end and hold on to your tickets. One of you will be going home with this incredible Valentine's Day gift. I'd also like to take a moment to thank today's Recognition Luncheon sponsors, Ameriprise Financial, Michael Smith and Associates, and Investors Community Bank.
At this time, I would like to welcome Vicki Nason, aka The Voice, to the stage to share a few thoughts and thank yous.
I've never seen so many people work so selflessly hard and to achieve a goal that benefits someone other than themselves. And these people just kept hammering away at it. The street fairs, the bake sales, talent contests, pep rallies, days, weeks, and months dedicated to giving support to people they don't even know. And we know that every year they set this bar even a little bit higher, and every year they are determined not to let those in need down. It may be our likenesses on the thermometers throughout the county, but it's you and every single player that works so hard to give of themselves through their own sacrifices of time and energy, and whose faces should really be there. We've simply been your cheerleaders. And if we're going to be totally honest here, it's the leadership of this exceptional United Way of Portage County team, which includes Marge Coker-Nelson and Tina Peters, that is the reason, one of the many reasons why our campaigns are so successful. The culture of genuine kindness, selflessness, philanthropy that starts at the top with Sue, Fred, Laura, Scott, Cecily, Lisa, May, Shelley, and filters all the way down to the little puppies nestled snugly under the desks of the United Way. It's a very big reason why this community is so supportive. It's been my fortune to have been able to work side by side with such inspirational women, Kathy Davies, Shannon Zimmerling, Amber Hauk, and Anna Weisbrod, seasoned, heavy-hitting community leaders and very special leaders in the making. On behalf of my fellow drive chairs, cheerleaders, thank you for the faith and opportunity to serve the United Way, and especially to serve our community. And now, I'd like to welcome back London and Eloise to the podium and begin the awards part of this program.
Now we will move into the awards portion of today's program. In the interest of time, we placed all corporate and employee campaign awards in alphabetical order on the tables next to the exit. We ask that all award winners, quite likely everyone here today, to pick them up following today's luncheon. If you're a representative of a company campaign, you will have recognition materials waiting for you, so please scan the table as you leave. We'd like to take a moment now to review pages 2 through 5 in your program. These pages list the Corporate Campaign Awards, Employee Campaign Awards, Campaign Leaders Awards, and Outstanding Campaign Awards. They also highlight the 2018 Pacesetters, coupon book sponsors, prize donors, past drive chair ambassadors, the Speakers Bureau, and a special thanks section. Much of the success of the 2018 campaign is tied to the contributions of these individuals and organizations. Please help me in giving each and every one of these organizations and individuals a round of applause.
Next up are several organization awards. Every dollar counts, and when organizations can achieve 100% participation, it requires a high level of communication and a whole lot of determination. We have 14 organizations listed that achieved 100% participation during the 2018 campaign. Please join me in giving these organizations listed at the top of page 6 in your program a round of applause. We have more than a million reasons to start our program with this next award. In fact, we have 1.2 million reasons. For the 4th consecutive year, Century Insurance and its employees raised over $1 million for United Way of Portage County, earning the company another $1 million Circle Award. Would a representative from Century Insurance please come forward to accept the $1 million Circle Award?
The Century United Way campaign could be compared to a well-oiled machine with one very clear and obvious distinction. This organization of over 2,000 local employees and even more throughout the United States is a living, breathing force of nature with a culture of giving back to the communities where they live. These campaign masterminds with their 140 plus campaign coordinators, multiple executive coordinators, and an executive sponsor retune, recalibrate, and re-energize the campaign on an annual basis, never afraid to aim higher and change things up. In 2018, their campaign included food, a golf outing, food, a courtyard festival, food, guest speaking engagements, food, and new this year, they threw a talent show in for good measure, and some more food. Equally impressive is Century's willingness to advocate on behalf of United Way. In January of this year, at Century's second annual sponsorship of the PGA Tournament of Championships in Hawaii, the company and CEO Peter McPartland spent a fair amount of their featured time on the Golf Channel highlighting their relationship with a commitment to the community through United Way. Needless to say, this garnered national attention, it solicited a response from United Way worldwide, and it also made a whole lot of other United Ways envious. Thank you, and congratulations to Century Insurance. Your support of United Way is priceless. Next up are our Special Service Award recipients, awarded to companies for their commitment, leadership, and innovation in support of United Way campaign. Would representatives from the following organizations please come to the side of the stage? BMO Harris Bank, CN Railroad, Lineage Service Cold Storage, Roosevelt Elementary, and Steel King Industries. First off, can I have Stacy Jory from BMO Harris Bank? The first Special Service Award recipient, Special Service Award recipient, BMO Harris Bank, has been a longtime supporter of United Way. In addition to nearly 30,000 contributed to the United Way through employee and corporate donations in 2018, employees also collect non-perishable products for the Salvation Army, and BMO Harris is also a Project Fresh Start collection site. Thank you, BMO Harris.
Tammy Hutchinson from CN Railroad, please come to the podium. CN Railroad had a big 2018. In addition to corporate support of more than $22,000, employees contributed an additional $5,000 to the campaign. They participated in raffles and held a huge United Way cookout, raising awareness and increasing participation. Thank you, CN Railroad and Railroad employees. Jennifer and Tracy from Lineage Service Cold Storage, please come to the podium. In 2017, Service Cold Storage won the Best New Campaign Award. This year, they redoubled their effort and doubled their 2017 campaign results by bringing in guest speakers and having genuine discussions with employees about how the United Way helps the community. Service Cold Storage, now known as Lineage Logistics, is poised to have continued success for years to come. Thank you, Lineage Logistics. Julia and Christian from Roosevelt Elementary, please come to the podium. Roosevelt Elementary School in Plover has long been a champion of United Way. Coin Awards, outstanding staff support, and one of the few school settings to consistently display United Way sweepstakes vehicles have elevated the school to prominence. They won our Education Service Award multiple times, and in 2018, led by Julia and Kristen, employees at the school raised over $6,000 for United Way. Thank you, Roosevelt Elementary.
Amanda Stryker from Steel King Industries, please come to the podium. Our final Special Service Award winner, Steel King Industries, is another longtime supporter of the United Way. The company specializes in delivering innovative material handling solutions, but its greatest product may be the generosity that comes from its employees. Their campaign consistently encourages programs, speakers, and displays the sweepstakes vehicles. In 2018, employees contributed more than $5,000 to the campaign, with an additional corporate matching rounding out the campaign of over $11,000. Thank you, Steel King Industries, and thanks again to all 5 of these outstanding organizations. Next is the award for outstanding effort from Portage County's educational institutions. The Education Services Award for 2018 goes to McDill Elementary. Would Ann Layton, from McDill, please come forward to accept this Award. And the coordinator at McDill used creativity to her advantage when running the United Way campaign at her school. She incorporated a number of clever incentives, like raffles to win recess duty and bus duty coverage. Great at this time of year. And they leveraged blue Live United shirts, which happened to be their school colors, as campaign prizes. And to top it off, Ann and McDill openly shared their ideas with United Way to help other future school campaigns. Thank you, Ann and McDill, for your ingenuity and your support to the community. Next, we have the 2018 Community Spirit Award, presented to an organization for longtime outstanding corporate and employee support of the United Way. At this time, we'd like to welcome representatives from Verso, Stevens Point Mill, to come up and accept your Community Spirit Traveling Trophy. 3 years ago, the day after this event, Craig Helgeson and Bev Stoniak from the Verso Stevens Point Mill came to us and asked how they could improve their United Way campaign. It was a startling ask, as Verso has always been a great contributor to United Way. Good wasn't good enough for them, though, and over the next several years, they've made their campaign even better. They work closely with their vendors to secure additional incentive prizes and then leverage those gifts throughout the calendar raffle. Their calendar raffle allows employees to win all year long, keeping United Way top of the mind year-round as well. They also added a week's vacation to the campaign incentive mix in 2018, and it certainly got people's attention. And one other thing, in 2018, our friends at Verso asked us if they could donate paper for brochures, coupon books, and other materials. We gladly said yes. Thank you, Verso, for your outstanding community spirit and for hitting your first $50,000 campaign ever. Next, can I have a representative of Aspirus come to the stage? Up next is the Best New Campaign of 2010, awarded to an organization with a new campaign that demonstrates campaign best practices and a concerted effort in support of the community through United Way. This year, thanks to the leaderships of Bob Smith and Dr. Ryan Andrews, Aspirus was fully on board. The campaign featured speakers, sweepstakes, vehicle displays, and ice cream treats. Thank you, Aspirus, for supporting the local community through the United Way. Next up are the individual awards, and at this time, I will turn the program over to Marge Coker-Nelson.
Leadership level donors, those individuals or couples who give $500 or more in a single year, have a big impact on our community campaign. On page 6 of your program, you'll see the total number of Stevens Society donors. In 2018, the Stevens Society had 1,050 donors, contributing in excess of $1,228,000. Those leadership gifts, starting at $1.37 a day, are not something that people take lightly. While we're thankful for each and every gift to United Way, these leadership level gifts make a profound impact on our community. Thank you for your generosity, Stevens Society donors. Our next award is a new one. Carrie Digger and Steve Martin are the reason. Carrie and Steve, would you come forward to accept the Creative Excellence Award? United Way works with many creative people, from radio personalities to theater directors to Hollywood actresses. People are always willing to share their talents to help United Way. As a part of such an insurance campaign, Carrie and Steve were two of the architects of the Century's Got Talent program. It's the first of its kind and show highlighting Century employees, and they raised more than $10,000 for United Way with that program. Seeing the onstage chemistry that they had, United Way asked Carrie to join Steve as event co-MCs for the United Way Victory Celebration, a gig that Steve has done solo for the past 3 years. The result was one of our most favorite victory celebrations yet.
It was wonderful to see her announce that number. It was sure a blast that year.
Wasn't it?
Oh my goodness, such memories. Look at oh, there she is at the podium.
She got choked up.
She did. It was like a waterfall.
Oh my goodness, you know, Steve, I like best about joining the group is just meeting all the new people.
All the new people were wonderful.
You know, old people are nice too.
The old people, absolutely.
Speaking of that,
Thank you, Carrie and Steve, for your creative excellence and for the actress that also participated. Our next award goes to the Campaign Coordinator Team of the Year. Will representatives from Skyward please come forward? There's room for all of you on the stage. Just huddle in there as I talk about it. The United Way campaign at Skyward hit new heights in 2018 by making its campaign fun, competitive, and educational. The coordinators at Skyward were able to create an atmosphere that had everybody excited to participate, and the results prove this. The campaign went from 55,000 in 2017 to 76,000 in 2018. I don't need a computer to do the math. That's more than $20,000 increase. Thank you, Team Skyward, for an outstanding campaign. Next up is the Tina Peters Dedicated Service Award, and it goes to an individual who has shown exemplary passion in pursuit of a strong community and compassion to the residents of Portage County through United Way and through other agencies and community activities and projects. Tina Peters, the person who was herself the inspiration for this award, the script says she couldn't be here. She's on the beach in Florida somewhere, but she's not here. So let's watch this.
Hi, I'm Tina Peters, United Way board member, past drive chair, and co-chair of United Way Stevens Society. Each year, since its inception in 2009, it has been my great privilege to honor a recipient of the Tina Peters Dedicated Service Award at the United Way Recognition Luncheon, except I'm not here in person. Fortunately, our Live United Volunteer of the Year, Nathaniel Springer, was able to take my remarks in advance. Thank you, Nathaniel, for going above and beyond once again. The Tina Peters Dedicated Service Award is presented to an individual who consistently dedicates his or her time, talents, and service to the residents of Portage County. Dennis Peterson, who is the CEO and president of Delta Dental of Wisconsin, has exemplified these qualities for many years. To find an example of his dedicated service to the community, one only has to go back to August during the United Way campaign kickoff meetings at Delta Dental of Wisconsin at their 2 locations here in Stevens Point. Dennis, who despite his busy schedule as CEO, took the time to attend every one of these kickoff meetings. During the first of these meetings, he learned of United Way's 2018 campaign theme of What's Your Story? He was also introduced to the theme's tie-in with campaign materials that resembled little golden books. In case you don't know or may have forgotten, Little Golden Books are a popular series of children's books that have been around since the 1940s, like Pokey Little Puppy and Scuffy the Tugboat. Without hesitation, Denny stepped in and shared his own personal story with his team. He talked about growing up in what could be described as a no-frills, working-class household. He was very clear, though, that his parents made sure that he had everything he needed to be successful. He reminisced about a memory that stood out from his childhood. He explained that while his family was not wealthy, they were intent on doing all they could to teach him the value of reading and the importance of literacy. He still has several boxes of Little Golden Books to this day, a great reminder of what his parents instilled in him at a very young age. Dennis told his employees that United Way works much the same way. With programming centered around education, health, and financial stability, United Way creates opportunities for a better life for all. His impassioned speech to employees helped generate a record-breaking United Way campaign at Delta Dental for United Way of Portage County. But his service to the community extends far beyond that. Dennis, in addition to serving as a past campaign drive chair with his wife Sharon in 2011, has served on a number of boards in Portage County, including St. Michael's Hospital, the Portage County Business Council, and the UWSP Chancellor's Advisory Council. He's also served as the Dean's Advisory for the Marquette University School of Dentistry, and numerous other ways through Delta Dental to give back to this community. One very personal addition to the 2011 campaign came from Denny in the form of a poem that was used in campaign materials. It is titled The Bridge Builder and was written by Will Allen Dromgoole. It illustrates to the reader an old man who comes upon a deep, wide chasm. After crossing it, he decides to build a bridge over the river. He is then told by other travelers that he is wasting his time because he has no reason to pass this way again. His response, "There followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been naught to me, to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I am building this bridge for him."
Could we have Jen and Den come up? They know each other really well, and one gets to introduce the other. Den?
You're off the script here. I was supposed to call Denny up later. But thank you, Marge, and to Tina. Bonjour, everyone. Just a couple of comments before we get started here. If you thought the Eskimos would have more words for snow than any other culture, you would be wrong. It's actually the Scots who have the largest snow vocabulary at 421 words. And believe it or not, with all the cold weather we've been having, the Earth is actually closer to the sun in January than it is in July. You can look that up on Google. When I first seen it, I didn't believe it, so I looked it up. And while you're pondering that, consider this. You can't hum while holding your nose. So what does all this have to do with why I'm at the podium right now? Absolutely nothing. Just saying. I'm here to present the Tina Peters Dedicated Service Award. And in thinking of today's award recipient, and looking at the salt shakers on the table, I was reminded of some of the history of salt. It was so valuable in ancient Roman times that soldiers were sometimes paid with it. In fact, the word salary comes from the Latin word sol, for salt. When a soldier wasn't doing his best, his pay might be cut, which is how we got the expression, not worth his salt. any sense, doesn't it? This year's recipient of the Tina Peters Dedicated Service Award is most definitely worth his salt. Danny Peterson and I have been friends and co-workers for many years, and all that time I've never known him to even once say no to a request for his time and assistance. Plus all of the times I know of where he became involved without being asked. He just simply had a knack for spotting needs and stepped forward in whatever means it took to meet them. And I'm proud at this time to present the Tina Peters Award to Denny. It is truly an honor, well earned and deserved. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Dan. It's always a treat. And it was for 38 years. I was fortunate enough to follow Dan as president and CEO of Delta Dental, so you are looking at the only boss I've ever had and the only boss I ever will. So thank you. Certainly, thank you to United Way for this recognition. And thank you to Tina, who is a valued friend, a mentor of mine. I have watched her for many, many years, and I've learned so much. She likes to refer to herself as a community volunteer. She is so much more than a community volunteer. Her leadership in supporting worthy causes, gathering coalitions together, raising money beyond what we could ever imagine are all signs of really a key leader in this county. And of course, I've got to thank Dan. He also, as he said, a colleague, mentor, and friend. And this was so appropriate, Dan, that you came up here with the jokes today. We recognize anniversary recipients every month. We recognize some this morning. He did it for many years, and he always opened with a joke. I'm not going to do that. I can't tell jokes like he can. So, again, this morning, there were a lot of somber faces because you weren't doing it, but I appreciate that. It means a lot to me that you're here, and I'll tell you what I learned from him. I learned what corporate citizenship is. He instilled it at Delta Dental, and not only what a good corporate citizen is, but what us as individual leaders should do in terms of stepping up to support worthy causes. So, one last thank you, and that's to my wife Sharon, who is here today. Anything I've ever done right, she's been a part of. I have suggested a lot of things that weren't good. She's managed to guide me down the path. I can't thank her enough. You know, this is a humbling thing, of course, because I'm looking out on a group of people that all get it, all understand how important it is that we give back to our community. So to be recognized individually is a little bit hard to do. But I do have one closing thought about it. This is something that I've reflected on and have come to think is really an important part of giving. You know, our society loves to kind of categorize us as people, right? And they do that generally based on, where you went to school, your level of education, what kind of a job you have, maybe how much money you made, right? And we can get caught up in that. It gets to the point where that's really how you define yourself too. But the trick is this, get involved and give back. And what you're going to get back from that experience, at least this has been my experience multiple times, is you're going to begin to understand who you really are and what's really important. And I can tell you that the last 40 years as part of this community have taught me a lot about myself. So, thank you very much.
present the 2018 Speakers Award to Don Sherrick. Dawn is the Executive Director of Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Central Wisconsin. Please come forward. She won the 2017 and was on this stage then, and is back again this year for two reasons. First, the large number of speaking engagements she volunteered for, including some well before sunrise, and second, for the excellent message she delivers when she speaks, by sharing her own story, by connecting to her audience, and her ability to weave in the United Way with the story. She's made a big impact on many workforces, and thank you, Dawn, for your work and your support of United Way. Now, would the following individuals come up for the Special Recognition Award? Aaron Deering, Century Insurance; Tammy Hutchinson, CN Railroad; and Tina Grimm, H.O. Wolding. Okay. Each of these individuals have supported United Way in unique ways. Aaron, as the executive sponsor for the 2018 Century United Way campaign, he directed more than 140 coordinators at Century. It's probably like herding chickens. At Century to record-setting results, $1,200,000. It was a big job. Aaron did it with precision, a willingness to try new things, a big heart. Thank you, Aaron, for doing something that most people thought would be mission impossible. Tammy was the campaign coordinator for CN Railroad this year. It was a new task for her. As a rookie, she stepped up and knocked it out of the park, or should we say the rail yard. The CN campaign featured fun prizes, a catered cookout on a really cold, windy day, and an educational experience for the CN employees on the merits of United Way. Thank you for sharing energy and passion. Tina, as our final special recognition award, goes to Tina as the coordinator at H.O. Wolding in Amherst. 2018 was Tina's final year in this role, as others will take over in 2019. But as a longtime coordinator, she's been outstanding. She worked tirelessly to coordinate there. She has shared with United Way all that she's done. She's gone out of her way to make the campaign fun and successful. In addition, she has been a part of sharing ideas with our United Way campaign coordinators in their training programs. Thank you for your patience, hard work, and creativity. Now I'd like to present the Fritzie Marquardt Volunteer of the Year Award. Would Nathaniel Springer please come forward? This award recognizes individuals who have gone above and beyond expectations in furthering the common good. Sadly, we lost Winifred, or Fritzie, on September 26th this past year at the age of 92. Her spirit, however, continues with the award that holds her name. United Way of Portage County first met Nathaniel in 2015 when we had a pajama party at Century Theater. Witty, helpful, and most importantly, smart, Nathaniel, who helps manage the theater, made that event and many others nearly effortless. In addition to helping with theater events, he assists with most of our other events as well, including the Victory Celebration. And today, he's managing the AV for us. The guy just doesn't stop. If that's not enough, Nathaniel is also a talented videographer who has shot and produced a number of videos for United Way. He spent over 100 He spent over 100 hours, probably felt like years, right? Spent over 100 hours producing the United Way 2018 campaign video featuring actress Kathy Kinney, and more recently, he recorded and edited the video of Tina Peters that you just saw. On behalf of United Way, we are thrilled to present to you the Fritzie Margaret Volunteer of the Year Award, and thank you, Nathaniel. Okay, are you coming with a cane or just gonna come? How's it working for you? Okay. Sue Wilcox.
So I'm supposed to start out with a yoo-hoo! I'm here to close out the program with a few final awards and give away the stunning necklace that Eloise has to give up on. I'd like to ask Delta Dental of Wisconsin representative to come to the stage to accept the Corporate Volunteer Engagement Award. The Corporate Volunteer Engagement Award is awarded to an organization that demonstrates the greatest progress in providing and promoting volunteer engagement opportunities for its employees. Delta Dental of Wisconsin, this year's recipient, did an incredible job of providing and promoting these opportunities. Here's a short list. In August, Delta had 14 volunteers help with Project Fresh Start. In October, they provided 4 corporate raking teams, some with 10 members, that worked for 4 hours each as part of the Make a Difference Day Rake-a-thon. In 2018, Delta held 2 kit packings where more than 50 volunteers assembled over 70 foster care kits to be used by Portage County Health and Human Services. In addition, Delta actively promotes the volunteersrock.org website and encourages all employees to take time to help others. Thank you, Delta Dental, for living united through volunteering. Our organization would not be what it is without the guidance and governance of our board of directors. More than 30 people serve on our board, which also includes committee commitments. Thank you to each of you that served as board members. Would you please stand if you serve as a United Way board member? Doug, you better not sit down. Excuse me. Would Doug Baldwin please come forward? For many years, Doug has served as the treasurer and in 2018 as the United Way board president. The last 2.5 years, he has served as the Born Learning Advocacy and Awareness chairperson, committed to guiding the process that makes sure all children are safe, healthy, and ready for kindergarten. As president, he guided United Way through various decision-making processes, ensuring we remained mission-focused and results-driven. We deeply appreciate your forward-thinking approach, and of course, we love his sense of humor. Doug, please accept this United Way Flame Award as a token of our sincere appreciation. United Way and the Portage County community is grateful for all of your contributions and talents. Thank you. I'd also like to thank the United Way staff who work so hard at making sure we follow the mission. Thanks for picking that picture. It's reassuring, isn't it, everybody? Would the United Way staff please stand and let's give them a huge round of applause. And now, I would like to thank our team of 2018 campaign drive chairs for their exceptional leadership throughout 2018. Kathy, Vicki, Amber, and Shannon, would you please join us on stage? Thank you all so much for your dedication to United Way in 2018. It's been a blast. Through your hard work, enthusiasm, and genuine interest in the work of United Way, you truly have accomplished so much. We opened the program with Andy Rooney's I've Learned observations. Several of the drive chairs shared with us what they've learned from working on the campaign. From Amber, I've learned we live in an incredible giving and caring community. From Anna, I've learned that creativity is the key to reaching new donors and keeping returning donors engaged. From Vicki, I've learned that even the smallest of actions and contributions can have the greatest impact on those in need, and those in need are not always obvious to us. From Shannon, I've learned in one word: heart. It hit me in mind numerous times to see so many giving from theirs. And from Kathy, I've learned that the efforts of all of the campaign coordinators, whether from small or large companies, shows true commitment and belief in the work of United Way funded programs. Now I'm going to add my own. I've learned it's always okay to have fun. To prove it, I'd like to welcome Carrie back up to the stage to help me with unveiling this year's Drive Chair caricature by singing several new verses, that is. It's a song you might recall, and I think it fits well with What's Your Story campaign theme. As soon as Carrie is done, we will unveil our gift to you. Take it away, Carrie.
Take this off, that's okay.
Hi, ladies. Here's a story of 5 kind ladies who were asked to run the United Way campaign. All of them said yes without hesitation, the youngest one in school. Then the one day when these ladies needed pledges, and they knew that they were in a money hole, so they spread a message of compassion. That's the way they met and passed their campaign goal. They hit their goal, they topped their goal, and that's the way our community rolls.
That was wonderful. Thanks, Carrie. I present to you, complete with our Alice report, in the middle, you'll notice, our 5 lovely drive chairs. And for those of you too young to know the Brady Bunch, well, you can YouTube it. In addition, we'd like to present all of our drive chairs with a photo book that highlights their work in 2018. Let's give these women one more round of applause. phenomenal women, and we cannot thank you enough for your time and your talent and doing the things that make you nervous. And now the moment has arrived to give away our door prize. Thomas Daling and Lee Ayers and Eloise Cooper, who has been kind enough to take the necklace off and put it in the box. Would Thomas and or Lee come forward, please? And just as a side note, Lee Ayers has included a great coupon in the coupon book. It's a buy one piece of jewelry at regular price and receive 50% off jewelry of equal or lesser value. The coupon ends March 1st, but you know Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So thank you. Okay, everyone, get your tickets out. Just making sure, does everyone have a ticket? So it's time to draw the winner. The necklace donated by Lee Ayers and designed by Thomas Daling Design. Can we give them one more round of applause for this? The number is 760382.
One lucky woman.
I bought my engagement ring from Way.
Oh,
34 years ago. Thank you very much. I'll wear it tomorrow.
I'll wear it tomorrow. I think Jill's going to get it. Thank you, Lee, and thank you, Brent. And thank you, Eloise, for giving it back. So, to wrap up, before you go, please take a coupon book from your table and let your fellow co-workers know that theirs will be arriving soon. They went out in the mail today. We want to again thank Spectra Print, Verso, and JHL Digital Direct for their support in getting this coupon book out the door. One last thing, please don't forget to pick up your awards at the exit. This concludes today's luncheon, but before I send you off, I want to say thank you and that you are truly, every single one of you, worth your salt. So, thank you.